Hello, beloved. Welcome to UOS News Live. I'm Reverend Eric Ovid Donaldson, the Senior Associate Minister here at Unity of Sacramento International Spiritual Center. And here beside me today is none other than Angelina Ross. Hello, Angelina.
Hi.
It's so good to see you again.
You too.
I'm seeing a lot of you lately. Yes, and partially that's because our beloved minister, the Reverend Kevin Cottrell Ross, the senior minister here at Unity of Sacramento, is on his sabbatical, and Angelina is doing a wonderful job taking his place, filling in for him as he's on this sabbatical. But don't you worry, we are committed to bringing you nothing but excellence while he is away. And part of that is through our sabbatical signature speaker series that has already begun. We have had some of the best speakers and best messages thus far, and it's only going to get better through the summer. If you're interested in knowing what our lineup is, simply watch this.
As Rev Kev recharges his spiritual batteries to be of greater service to the beloved community, he has called on his spiritual super friends from around the nation and even the Caribbean to bring you the Unity of Sacramento Sabbatical Signature Speaker Series. From coast to coast and from those that you love the most, our spirited speakers will be delivering their signature sermons that they are best known for and most passionate about. Rev E will be at the helm, hosting and speaking at this awesome event, and kicking us off will be our very own First Lady, Anita Ross. And here's our Sabbatical Speaker Series lineup. Reverend Dr. Cheryl Ward from Agape International out of Los Angeles, California. Esther Nicholson from Nashville, Tennessee. Reverend Sylvia Sumter out of Washington, D.C., affiliated with Unity of Washington, D.C. Reverend Savannah Riker from Boulder, Colorado with the Amazing Grace Spiritual Center. A sabbatical in song with our very own Rev Charles and the Unity of Sacramento Choir. Bishop Jack Bomar, hailing from Atlanta, Georgia at the Hillside International Truth Center. Reverend Sheila McKeithen, all the way from Kingston, Jamaica, representing the Universal Center of Truth. Reverend Burnett Jones from Baltimore, Maryland, with One God, One Thought Center for Better Living. Reverend Shad Lee Groverland out of Unity Village, Missouri, with the Unity Worldwide Ministries. Plan to join us. Don't miss a Sunday of our Unity of Sacramento Sabbatical Signature Speaker Series.
What an incredible lineup we have this summer for the Sabbatical Speaker Series, this signature series that each one of these thought leaders, these ministers have come to us with to give us their very best while Rev Kev recharges his batteries. Each one of these speakers are a firework unto themselves. Isn't that right, Angelina?
Yes, they most definitely are. Also, speaking of fireworks, as we're approaching this 4th of July weekend, we will be continuing the tradition of the annual firework fundraiser. For more information on this event, watch this.
Hi, my name's Angelina Ross, and today I'm here with Carla Ruiz, the Secretary of the Board of Trustees. And today, she's here to talk about the upcoming firework fundraiser.
Hi, Angelina. So nice to see you. We're here together. Yay! So we have a fireworks fundraiser coming up. It's our second year. It is going to be from June 29th through July 4th. So we will be set up out in the parking lot here at Unity of Sacramento. We're open until 9 a.m. until 9 p.m. every day. So please have your friends and family come out and buy your fireworks from us this year. We're going to have any fireworks from the sparklers all the way to the big block party fireworks. So come to us first.
Okay, that's very cool. So I was wondering, what are some of the funds going to be going towards?
Thank you. Very good question. So the funds will benefit not only the church, but we're also going to have a benefit going towards the choir as well. As you all know, this last year, we haven't been able to have a whole lot of fundraisers, so this is going to be something that's really going to benefit a lot of different parts of the church.
Okay, so I heard that there was going to be some opportunities for volunteering for the fireworks stand.
Absolutely. Thank you for telling me about that and asking about that. So what we're going to do is we have shifts that we need people to volunteer for. It's your opportunity to be a force for good. And we have sent out our newsletter has a link for our sign up, as well as there has been an email that's gone out to the big givers. So if you like to put in your big give hours, you have the opportunity for that as well. And there is also a link on the Unity of Sacramento website, and it's called Sign Up Genius. So keep an eye out for that. And when you go into Sign Up Genius, what you can do is select whatever shifts or shift you'd like to sign up for, and I'll be able to know that you're signed up.
Thank you so much for joining us and giving everyone more details on the upcoming firework fundraiser.
Thank you so much for having me today. It was great seeing you.
You too.
We'll see you there.
I can't wait to see all of the people that are coming out to serve for our firework fundraiser. It's going to be a wonderful time, and hopefully we can capture some of those moments and bring it to the news soon. All right, terrific. Another thing that's happening in July is our soft reopening and re-entry onto the campus. It has been announced that on Sunday, July 25th at 10:30 a.m., we will be presenting what we are calling a sabbatical in song. It is a praise and worship service that will be conducted by none other than Reverend Charles Cooper, Chakra, and the Expressions of Unity Choir. Now, before you get your Sunday best on, I should let you know that we are only allowing 100 people in our sanctuary on that day. They will be socially distanced. They will also wear masks. And if you want to be one of them, you must reserve your seat. How do you do that? You simply go to www.unityofsacramento.com. Right at the top, there will be a rotating banner. When you see the Sabbatical in Song banner with Reverend Charles Cooper, click on that banner and it will take you to our reservation portal. You can reserve a seat for yourself as well as your guests or your family. If you're not savvy with the internet, not to worry. You can call Unity of Sacramento at 916-368-3950, and we will make your reservation for you. But do it soon because seats are filling up fast. Now that you know that we are re-entering the campus on July 25th, it is important that we prepare the campus first. And that's why we are inviting you to be a big giver and be of service and join us on July 3rd, Saturday, July 3rd, for our next Hands-on Unity event. At 9 a.m., we are gathering on the Unity of Sacramento campus to continue to clean up, to spruce up, and to prepare for our re-entry to the campus and opening our campus to the public. Are you going to be there, Angelina?
I don't know yet. Probably.
I hope you are, because we always have fun on our Hands-on Unity days.
Yeah, it's always nice to see people we haven't seen in a while.
It really is. It really is. I hope you're there, and I hope you are there as well. Remember, that is Saturday, this coming Saturday, July 3rd, just before July 4th, at 9 a.m. Come on out. There will be a lot of activity, not only around the campus, but in our fireworks fundraising booth as well. You don't want to miss it. We'd love to see you. And finally, beloved, I'd like to alert you about something that has taken place, something absolutely wonderful and fantastic that has taken place by our Unity Worldwide Ministries Board of Trustees. It is a resolution on diversity, equity, and inclusion that has been posted on the Unity Worldwide Ministries website on Juneteenth of 2021. And I want to take the time to read this very important document. It is an official statement from Unity Worldwide Ministries, which reads, Unity Worldwide Ministries stands for anti-racism. We are opposed to racial hatred, racial violence, bias, systemic racism, and the oppression of people of color. We stand for diversity, equity, and inclusion for people who are marginalized because of color. No individual or group should be made to live in fear or excluded from society. Recent events in the United States and the world remind us that violent repression, prejudices, injustices, and inequalities toward people of color are embedded in societies, from social structures to institutions and cultures. Unity chooses to be more aware and take positive action in dismantling systemic racism and the social structures that support injustice and prejudice, and we raise awareness through our membership, churches, and centers. Whereas Unity stands for diversity, equity, and inclusion for people of color, our second principle states that human beings have a spark of divinity within them, the Christ Spirit within. Their very essence is of God, and therefore they are also inherently good. This principle applies to all people regardless of color. And whereas we are fully committed to Unity Worldwide Ministries being an ambassador for diversity, equity, and inclusion in our world and an example through our actions in the Unity movement. And whereas Unity Worldwide Ministries Board of Trustees acknowledges that there has been and is systemic racism in Unity, we acknowledge and accept responsibility for the impact that our history with racism has made upon Black and brown friends, colleagues, congregants, students, employees, and patrons, both past and present. We commit to eradicating any and all systems, policies, and practices that would in any way replicate our past mistakes or reproduce an environment that discriminates against or is inhospitable toward people on the basis of race, color, or ethnicity. Now, therefore, be it resolved that based on Unity's fifth principle of taking action, which states, knowing and understanding the laws of life, all so-called truth, is not enough. A person must live the truth that he or she knows. We commit to the following actions: to reflect on an ongoing basis diversity, equity, and inclusion in our Unity Worldwide Ministries Board of Trustees. To commit to reinforce our policy of non-discrimination by adopting and instituting best practices for ensuring that all qualified applicants and candidates are given full consideration for any and all positions without respect to race, ethnicity, culture, or color. To ongoing robust mandatory staff leadership development and education committed to building a culturally competent, anti-racist community of leaders and allies. Our bold initiative will address training on implicit bias, cultural competence, white fragility, and becoming an anti-racist, along with ongoing training and education that positions Unity Worldwide Ministries to be on the leading edge of building consciously awake thought leaders committed to dismantling systemic racism and building the beloved community. To develop and disseminate principle-centered educational programs and curricula for use in our centers, spiritual communities, study groups, and churches that equip unity ministers, spiritual leaders, teachers, and laity with the information, inspiration, and resources necessary to detect and dissolve systemic racism within themselves and build healthy, diverse, equitable, and inclusive communities. These materials will take many forms, including a wide offering of online webinars, and to allocate monetary resources to the fourth quarter of fiscal year 2021 to continue the work that the UWM board has done in the 12-week class on racial diversity and the continued recognition of an inherent culture of white privilege with a racial equity consultant to assist us in developing a more organization-wide permanent response to the issue and needs for increased diversity, equity, and inclusion. And be it further resolved that we are committed to moving beyond neutrality and to fully acknowledging that Black lives matter too. And we are committed to demonstrating our sensitivity and understanding of this basic unity tenet by no longer colluding in racism. Signed by each member of the Board of Trustees of Unity Worldwide Ministries. Brothers and sisters, a new day is dawning where we are becoming more aware and more vocal and more active around the things that we know we have come to change. I'm very proud of this Board of Trustees at Unity Worldwide Ministries for the stand that they are taking. And I want them to know that they have my backing, and I pray that they have your backing as well. With that said, let's go to church. Breathing space. Our word for today is harmony. Our declaration. I seek to live my life harmoniously with others as we join together in a common key. I seek to live my life harmoniously with others as we join together in a common key. I seek to live my life harmoniously with others as we join together in a common key. The key to world harmony is for everyone to be on accord. Eric Ovid Donaldson. Music can teach us a lot about how to live together peacefully with one another. To live harmoniously is to find compatibility in any activity of the moment, to be in sync and seek agreement with those around you as though a song is being sung or music is being made. Living life in harmony with others takes a willingness to find a common key to play in. It also requires sound arrangements, good timing, and a listening ear for what others are contributing toward its fit and finish. The music in my mind has a unifying quality. It brings people together and easily accepts them into a corral of kindness. As I breathe, I find my rhythm, and my soul sings gleefully and gloriously with others. Our reflection question: how are others instrumental in your life? And what song titles are playing on your personal life soundtrack? Let's take this reflection question into a moment of silence. And remember to breathe. And so it is. Amen and amen. Hello, beloveds. Today we are in for a special treat, I guarantee you, as we continue with our sabbatical signature speaker series. I get the honor of introducing someone who is not only a profound speaker, but is also a renowned singing artist. And she is going to do it all for us as we learn and grow spiritually this morning. Here with the lesson sermon, Returning Home to Your Authentic Self, is none other from Nashville, Tennessee, Miss Esther Nicholson.
Come on. All right. May the good Lord be with you every road you roam. And may sunshine and happiness surround you when you're far from home. May you grow to be proud, dignified, and true. And do unto others as you have done to you. Be courageous and be brave. And in my heart, you will remain forever young. Forever young. May good fortune be with you, be a guiding light, be strong. Build a stairway to heaven, be a prince or a vagabond. May you never love in vain. And in my heart, you will remain forever young. Forever young.
Unity of Sacramento. I'm Esther Nicholson, and I am so honored to be with you today and to share this powerful message of returning home to your authentic self. Rev Kev, my brother, I love you, I miss you, and I cannot wait to see all of you live and in person at some point in the future. In the meantime, I just give thanks for this time together, knowing that the fullness of life, the fullness of God is right here, right now, right where we are, and that this message falls on fertile ground. I am so grateful and thankful, and so it is. Ashe. Amen.
How good it is, yes? To be able to just go within and reconnect to that essential part of our beingness that is life, that is love, that is God, the authentic self. And that's what I want to speak to you about today. The roadmap home to the authentic self by way of recovery. Not recovery from the perspective of recovering from something, like recovering from some emotional, physical, or financial crisis, or recovering from the drama and trauma and conflicts and all the stuff, the pandemic, everything that's going on in the world today. We're not looking at recovering from anything. I want to talk to you today about the recovery of your essential nature of wholeness, the recovery of that aspect of you that is spoken about in Genesis, where it states that God looked around at everything that it had made and called it good and very good. I want you to just look at yourself right now and say, I'm good and very good. I'm good. Many of us have forgotten that we're good, that we are made in the image and likeness of goodness, that we are the good itself. It is within us. Many of us have forgotten that. We have become energetically disconnected from this truth. There's a story that I just love. It's about this little boy. And I don't know if it's a story, I don't know if it's true, but it's really relatable to what we're talking about today. This little boy, two or 3 years old, his mom just had a baby, and he begged his parents, can I just spend just 1 minute alone with my little baby, with my new baby brother? And the parents finally relented and said, okay, you can spend 60 seconds alone with your baby brother, but we're going to be right outside the nursery, and we're going to be listening in to what it is that you have to say. And so they listen in to what this little boy has to say to his newborn baby brother. And what he says, will you please tell me about God, because I'm starting to forget. How many of you have forgotten that you are God, that you are the thing itself in full expression? And so I want to talk about the recovery of that aspect of you today. I want to talk about the recovery of your innate identity of worthiness. I want you to just take a deep breath right now, and I want you to repeat after me and say, I'm worthy. I'm good and I'm worthy. I can't hear you say that, but I can feel you say that. I can feel you remembering that. I want to talk to you today about the rediscovery of your fierce, dynamic, amazing magnificence as an expression of truth, as an expression of God. You know, there was a time in my life when I thought that being magnificent or being good enough or being worthy had to do with how I looked, how much weight I gained or lost, the kind of makeup I wore. But I've come to realize that as long as I was walking around with those insidious, life-diminishing false beliefs of separation, of shame, of guilt, of blame, of unworthiness, that I couldn't suck it in, tone it up, color it up, no matter how hard I tried, that those illusions made my unconscious decisions without my conscious permission. Let me say that again. made my unconscious decisions without my conscious permission. How many times have you done things and you're like, oh my God, what did I just do? Why did I make that decision from that place? Because there's a part of you, that 60% of your subconscious mind, that's running the show without your conscious permission. So what does the illusion of separation look like? What does unworthiness look like? What does it feel like? It looks like you're saying yes when you mean no. It looks like accepting some person, place, experience, condition in your life that you know on a soul level is not what you really desire and is not for your highest and best good. But the illusion of unworthiness and separation will lie to you and tell you, yeah, but this is all I could have. And if I don't accept this, then I'm going to miss out. I'm going to miss out on this opportunity. How many times have you done that? I can remember times in my life when I've done that. Those insidious illusions. And insidious, and I know that you already know this, but I just want to remind myself too. Insidious means subtle and sneaky and under the hood. And in the world of recovery, it means cunning, baffling, and powerful. So this cunning and baffling, powerful dis-ease of the mind, disconnection from the spirit, it looks like having unhealthy boundaries or not having any boundaries at all. That's what that looks like. That's what that feels like. And I can remember many years ago, I was in negotiations with a client on the telephone. And I was having a great day, not a cloud on the horizon. And all of a sudden, my energy just dropped right in the middle of the conversation. I couldn't understand it. It was like, whoa, what's wrong with me? I felt this sick feeling in the pit of my gut. That's usually where my inner child and or my intuition is telling me, oh, you're off here. Something's not right here. And so I put my hand on my tummy and on my solar plexus, and I looked down and I was like, what's the matter, boo? I call myself boo or sweetheart. I was like, what's the matter, sweetheart? And I felt that part of myself say, I'm afraid. I'm scared. I'm afraid to ask this client for what I really want. And it's not a vibrational match for who I really am. So I was feeling this sick feeling in the pit of my gut, not because I was in negotiations with a client, but because the illusion of separation, the illusion of unworthiness and not good enoughness was seeking to negotiate with the absolute truth of my beingness, and it wasn't a match. How many of you felt that before? Well, in this moment, I hit a bottom. I just hit an emotional bottom. It's like, oh my God, I've been doing this all my life, saying yes when I mean no, not speaking up for myself, accepting things in my life that I know in my gut and my soul that I don't really want. And I've hit a bottom and I just can't do it this way anymore. I want you to repeat after me. I can't do it this way anymore. I can't live this way for one more day. Yay. I made that decision that I wasn't going to live that way anymore. But here was the dilemma. I was in a dilemma too. Because I knew I couldn't live that way for one more day. It was so incongruent with who I really was, who I really am. Yet, I didn't feel the confidence or the power to not do it that way anymore. I couldn't do it that way anymore, and I didn't feel the power to not do it that way anymore. Many of you may know my story of recovery. I've been in recovery for 34 years. And the basic text of recovery talks about, it states that lack of power is our dilemma. And if I'd had anything to do with the writing of that book many years ago, I would have kind of changed that sentence a little bit. And instead of saying that lack of power is my dilemma, I would have acknowledged that lack of access to the power is my dilemma. Because when you're hanging out in unworthiness and not enoughness, you don't have access to the power that's operating at the highest frequency that there is, because you're operating at this frequency. It's not that the power is not there. You are the power. The power is within you. But if you're blocked from it because of the chronic anxiety, the unworthiness, the not enoughness, then you don't have access to the power. So I felt in that moment, I can't live this way again, but I don't have access to the power to not do this again. So I made a decision in that moment that I was going to go within, to my inner sanctuary. And I was going to take that roadmap home to my authentic self. I was going to do the work that I want to teach you about. That I was going to do the work that had come through me so powerfully in the last many, many, many years of my recovery. And I sat there in my inner sanctuary and I did that work. I followed that roadmap until I awakened to the power within me. And as I awakened to the power within me, a new thought, a new decision came through me about this particular negotiation. And I decided in that moment to walk away and to leave the deal on the table. You see, sometimes you have to leave the deal on the table. I made a decision in that moment to walk away with nothing, because what the faith and the truth that came through me was, you're not walking away with nothing. Because when you walk away with nothing in the name of your self-value, in the name of truth, in the name of worthiness, in the name of your true identity as an expression of the divine, that the universe will fill that void with the something that is beyond your wildest imagination. When you walk away from something that is not in alignment with your spiritual integrity, with your worthiness, with who you are, the universe will fill that void with the something that is beyond your wildest imagination. I'm telling you what I know. I'm telling you what I have experienced again and again and again. The universe has never failed me, and it will not fail you, because it is you. So let me ask you, beloved, what is it costing you every time you say yes when you mean no? What is it costing you to accept situations, experiences, conditions in your life that you know on a deep soul level is not what you really desire? It's not really what you asked for. It's not what you've been praying for. What is it costing you? Is it costing you your dignity? Is it costing you your connection to your inner power? Is it costing you your abundance? Is it costing you your peace of mind? Yes, it is costing you all of that. But fundamentally, rock bottomly, what it's costing you is access. Access to the infinite power that is within you, home, your authentic self. And I think that the cost is too high. Anything that is costing you the authenticity of your beingness, the cost is too high. There are so many of you who've come to me for help, especially during the pandemic and everything that's happening in the world right now. It has re-triggered a lot of unhealed emotions. Yes? And so you're coming to me for help in these one-on-one sessions with emotional issues, financial issues, relationship issues, health issues, addiction issues. And when we sit together and we unpack what's going on underneath the condition, we invariably find that there is a false belief of unworthiness, of shame, of not enoughness, which is creating in your external world the pain that you are suffering from. How do we heal that? When you think about it, it's like, God, how long have I been suffering with this? How do we heal that? I believe that the most powerful roadmap home to your authentic self, the most powerful work that addresses and heals that on a deep core level, is based on the 12 steps of recovery, which bridges the gap with metaphysical principles and metaphysical teachings, ancient teachings. And we put those together and we create a complete spiritual practice which gets you home. And this practice, this process, not only addresses the typical addictions that we're familiar with, like drugs and alcohol and food and sex and porn and all that kind of stuff that we're so familiar with, but it has the power to address those more subtle, under the hood, insidious, emotional addictions to shame, to trauma, to our belief system, to unworthiness, to avoidance, procrastination, and distraction. And at least, especially distraction to social media, right? I mean, we're all guilty of that in some form or another, being obsessed and distracted by social media or the media itself, distracted by Netflix, right? Where we make an agreement, we're just gonna click on one movie, we're just gonna watch one movie, but instead of clicking on a movie, we click on a series. And we all know that every series, or each series, has 13 to 18 episodes. So we click on that series, and we come to 3 or 4 days later, numbed out, dumbed out, and zoned out, and disconnected from home. And we promise we'll never do it again, and then we do it again. That's what addiction looks like. Is when we make an agreement, when we make a promise to never do that thing again, to never make a decision from a place of unworthiness again, to never feel that emotion again. And before the commitment is even out of our mouths, we're already right back into that same pattern again. So the roadmap home to your authentic self, I call this work soul recovery. And I had to find a way to bridge the gap. I had to find the tools that could actually get me home. Because let's not get it twisted. It's not the tools that heal you. It's home that is the healer itself. But there's a roadmap in the tools that are practical, one step after the other, that can bring you home. And I remember 34 years ago when I had my first experience of home, God. I was sitting in the back of a taxi, demanding that he take me to the drug dealer's house so that I could get just one more hit. And instead of doing as I demanded, the cab driver turned to face me in the back seat. And he looked deeply into my eyes and he said, Esther. No, he didn't say Esther, he didn't know my name. He said, young lady, please don't kill yourself today. Now, in that moment when he said that, I wasn't interested in not killing myself that day. I just wanted to get high. But something happened. Something happened. A miracle took place in that moment because as he looked into my eyes, the veil of illusion that I'd been carrying all those years of separation parted. And I caught a glimpse. I caught a glimpse of myself. I caught a glimpse of freedom. I caught a glimpse of relief. I caught a glimpse of ecstasy and bliss. I'd never felt that before. It was God. It was the truth of my beingness. And then it ended. And it changed me forever. That was my last day of getting high. But even more importantly than that, I became homesick for that experience over and over again. I was homesick for home. And it became my passion to find that place and to live from that place as much as I could and to teach others how to come home. So how do we come home? when we've run away, when we've got lost in consciousness, how do we come home? Well, 4 of the steps on the roadmap, I'd like to just briefly go over them with you right now. The first step on the roadmap to home is admitting personal powerlessness. Yes. And I know in our New Thought movement and unity, admitting personal powerlessness has actually kind of gotten a bad rap, because we believe that admitting powerlessness is affirming something into our lives that we don't want to affirm. And I understand that, but we're not affirming powerlessness. We are acknowledging that the part of our ego, the part of our minds that created the problem in the first place, is not the part of our minds that can heal it. Fear cannot heal you. Worry cannot heal you. The illusion of lack and limitation cannot heal you. The illusion of unworthiness cannot heal you. No matter how much you obsess over the problem, you are not a vibrational match for the solution. So the first step is admitting personal powerlessness, which Jesus the Christ, I believe, is the first one that admitted powerlessness when he stated, I of myself can do nothing. I of myself can do nothing. I just want you to just take a breath right now and think about all of the things that you're trying to be in control of. Everything that you're trying to fix and figure out right now. And I just want you to just say, I of myself can do nothing. I of myself can't do it. I of myself can't figure it out. And then I want you to take a deep breath. And when you exhale, I want you to say, yay, yay, I don't have to fix it. I don't have to do it. I don't have to figure it out. And now you have gained access to the power. When you get out of the way and when you release control and when you admit personal powerlessness, you now have access to the infinite power that is within you, that is you, that is the truth of you, that can do for you as you, which you have never been able to do for yourself. And this power is easy. I like to call this power, it's like God is cool. God is easy. God is love. Oh, and life is so much easier when I get out of the way and allow it to have its way. Step 2. Came to believe that a power greater than myself can restore me to sanity. From a metaphysical perspective, what this means is that the power greater than myself is my real self. There's not a power outside of myself that's going to do anything for me, that's going to restore me to anything. It is a power within me that I am reconnecting to through this roadmap that is restoring me back to my original nature of wholeness. I like to tell people, you may have been born into dysfunction. You may have been born into a vibration of forgetfulness, but you were created out of greatness. You were created out of wholeness. You were created out of the one power, the one presence, and the one life. And what that second step of recovery means from a metaphysical perspective is you are being restored back to the beginning, back to who you really are, back to who you've always been before you forgot. Yes? And then step 3, I'm making a decision to turn my will and my life over to the care of God as I understand God. I'm turning my self-will, the part of myself that keeps thinking the same thoughts, doing the same thing over and over and over again, expecting different results. I'm turning my will, I'm turning my entire beingness, all of my affairs, my life, my body, my finances, my work, the world, everything. I'm turning it over to the care of God as I understand God. And I like to share with people, and I also say this for myself too, if the God of your understanding is not expressing as peace, as love, as harmony, as abundance, as well-beingness in, as, and through your life, then it's time to get a new God, or it's time to get a new understanding. Because you are here to remember who you are. You are here to be well. You are here to thrive. You are here to be in peace that passeth understanding. And then step 4 is all about self-forgiveness, the forgiveness of others, and compassionate accountability, where we take responsibility for our mistakes, but not from a place of shame, but from a place of growth and the willingness to grow and become even more of who we really are as an expression of life. And so this afternoon, I will be going into more detail about forgiveness in the workshop. I'll be facilitating the healing code of forgiveness, freedom from racial trauma, or any trauma, resentment, or unforgiveness that you are holding on to in your heart, which is the number one cause. Resentment, unhealed trauma, shame, unworthiness. Those are the causes of the lack of access to your higher self, to your authentic self. So I'm inviting you to get back home. Home is your true identity. Home is your divine birthplace, your divine birthright. If you recall, in the movie The Wizard of Oz, Dorothy had a dream, or was it a nightmare, that she was lost. But when she awakened, she realized that she'd never left home at all. She just had a dream. She learned a lot from that dream, but it was a dream. She woke up safely in her own bed. And so this work that I'm introducing you to, soul recovery, it's not about getting you somewhere. It's about revealing that infinite something, that divine something that is already there within you. It is called God. It is called life, universal presence, whatever it is that you want to call it. I call it home. And beloved, I got to tell you, there is no peace like it. There is no abundance like it. There is no wisdom like it. There is absolutely no place like home. Peace and blessings. Blessings to you. Thank you.
I once heard a powerful story about a man who stood in his truth with such conviction in who he was, he would not be moved. Someone stepped out of the crowd and said, "Are you Martin Luther King?" He said, "Yes, I am." And the well-dressed man spit on him. King took out his handkerchief and wiped the hate from his suit. He gave it back to the man and said, "I believe this belongs to you. I will lift you up, do what I can do. I see your heart, I know your pain. I've been there too. I will hold you high while you do what you have to do. I am clear who is standing here. I believe this belongs to you." Are you ready to give up those stories that have been holding you in bondage? Yes? Here we go. You see, I once had a powerful story I used to carry around. I thought it was you all this time who held spirit down. Now I know the truth of who I came here to be. You are my angel in disguise, not my enemy. So I thank you for the part you played in this dance we had to do. I give you back the love that's real. I believe this belongs to you. Come on. I will live to you. I'll do what I can do. I see your heart. I've even felt your pain. I've been there too. I will hold you high while you do what you have to do. I am clear who is standing here. I believe this belongs to you. Come on and sing with me. I will lift you up. I'll do what I can do. I see your heart. I felt your pain. I've been there too. I will hold you high while you do what you have to do. I am clear who is standing here. I believe this belongs to you. I give you back the love that's real. I believe this belongs to you.
Wow, that was amazing. Thank you, Esther, for your gifts, lending your gifts and your talents to this beloved community. We love you, we bless you, we appreciate you for all that you have contributed to us today. Oh, my soul is full. Is yours full as well? Yes, 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 yes. Thank you so much for tuning in with us and being with us. And we want to make certain that we can do more of this in the world. We're truly being a force for good. We're bringing good into our community, for our community, so that we can learn to grow and unfold and be our authentic selves as well. That authentic self, that purposeful self that you know you are. And the way we do that is by contributing to that institution, that community that feeds us in such a wonderful way as Unity of Sacramento does. And so I'm encouraging everyone to give how you are inspired today. If you enjoyed the music, if you enjoyed the word, if you enjoyed what you heard today from UOS News Live, if you are excited about the trajectory of Unity Worldwide Ministries and our stand for racial equality and inclusion and diversity, then let your giving reflect all of this and all that we are and all that we are moving to become in this wonderful community and this wonderful organization that we know as Unity. If you're ready to give as I am, then here's how you can do so. Visit our website at www.unityofsacramento.com. Right there at the top of the front page, you will see a donation button. Click there to visit our safe and secure push-pay portal. Another easy way to give is through our Unity of Sacramento app. Download the app on your smartphone or tablet And on the front page, look toward the bottom of the page for your giving heart, which will also take you to our PushPay portal. You can also write us. Send your letters to Unity of Sacramento, 9249 Folsom Boulevard, Sacramento, California, 95826. So many people are shopping online, and if that's what you like to do, then support us through Amazon Smile. Visit smile.amazon.com and designate Unity of Sacramento as your charity of choice. You will automatically be making a contribution to our beloved community. And of course, you can always make your donation by using Venmo or Cash App, as seen on your screen. Many people choose to become recurring givers as well, and you can do that on our safe and secure PushPay portal just as well. All you have to do is what we call set it and forget it. You follow the prompts, and the wizard will allow you to choose when it's best for you to give on a regular basis. And so we love you, we bless you, and we appreciate you for all of the ways that you give to your beloved community. And so let us bless you, and let us bless all that is around you and before you and behind you and beside you and above you and beneath you, by knowing that divine love in and through each one of us blesses and multiplies all that we are, all that we have, all that we give, and all that we receive. Oh, thank you, God. And so it is. Amen. Wow, what another wonderful Sunday that we've had together. I'm so glad that we got a chance to spend some time together in this way, and I cannot wait for the moment that we get to be with one another again, eye to eye, face to face. It's coming soon. If you haven't heard what's happening in Unity of Sacramento News Live, just go ahead to our YouTube channel or our Facebook fan page and push the reset button on your video and watch it again. It's worth watching again. A lot of good things are happening and a lot of good things coming up that you don't want to miss. So until next time, until next week, until the time that we see each other for the fireworks fundraiser or the All Hands on Unity, I bid you the biggest and the best blessings. May your days, your nights, and your week be a wonderful one.